you've been thinking about starting a podcast in 2026, this is your roadmap. Not the vague, just start advice, not the overcomplicated, you need a full studio nonsense, not the overwhelming 47-step list you find online. This is actual, realistic 90-day plan to go from idea, structure to launch. It's simple, it's doable, and it's built for real life jobs, kids, responsibility, and everything in between. So if you want a podcast you can actually launch and stick with, here's exactly what to do in the next 90 days and how they should look. You can also speed this up, do it over a course of a few weeks. Make sure you hit all the key elements here. Okay? That's all I ask. Month one, foundation. Month one sets the stage for everything. Most people actually skip this part. I've skipped this part. Then 3 months later, wonder why everything felt confusing, inconsistent, pointless. But that's not going to be you. Here's what month one looks like. Clarify your why. Why are you starting a podcast? Talked about this a couple videos ago. Authority, community, creativity, connection, personal growth. Pick one. Your why then becomes your compass. Step two, define your listener. Create your ideal listener profile. Not everyone, not anyone who likes a conversation. One person, one problem, one desire, one version of your past self or your ideal listener. When you know who you're speaking to, everything becomes so much easier. Trust me. And of course, choose your format. The decision alone can save you hours every week. Solo, again, fast to record, easiest to batch. And I did cover this in the last video as well. Interview, best for connection, hardest to schedule. Except, to work with me, I have some pretty cool tools I can show you along the way to make it a nice little breeze. Hybrid, flexible, dynamic. So solo mixed with interviews makes it pretty cool. Makes it pretty cool, pretty different. Gives everyone a little bit of different flavor. Something to also be careful about. But I've talked through that in previous videos. You have to go watch those. Seasonal gives you built-in breaks. Great for busy people, people with, a real life that don't just have ample time to podcast. Because who does? I don't. You don't. So yeah, seasonal, but is great. Great for busy people. So pick the structure that fits your life. Step four: choose your episode length. Don't overthink this. Your real question is, how long can I consistently create with energy? Options: 10 to 15 minutes, great for solo teaching. 20 to 30 minutes, great for hybrid kind of stuff that you do. 30 to 60 minutes, great for interview questions. Pick what's sustainable, not what's impressive. Month two, systems. Month two is where most people struggle. This is where your podcast becomes real. How do we work through month two? Well, step one, build your workflow. The most important part of your entire podcast is building your workflow. So your weekly workflow. If you're doing 1 hour per week of everything, 10 minutes, outline, 20 minutes, record, 20 minutes, edit, 10 minutes, publish. If you could do 1 hour per week, you can run a podcast for years. Also, if you work with me, I can show you some great tools, some great AI to integrate into your day to day, into your workflow to help make this process a breeze, to make your workflows work for you. Step two, create your visual identity. Again, simple. You only need a cover, a thumbnail style, a color palette, and a vibe. Not branding. It's clarity. Step three, build your recording setup. Look, you don't need a studio. I'm literally in a corner of my living room because it works. You don't need $600 microphone. Yes, I have a Rode microphone. It's an XLR. It's fancy, right? I do a lot of podcasting. I've invested in this. Actually, this was a gift from my amazing wife. Shout out to my wife. You don't need foam panels everywhere. I don't have any foam panels. No foam panels in sight. There's couches, there's furniture, there's things like that to help absorb sound. But what you do need, you need a basic dynamic mic, which I have plenty I can recommend for you. You need a quiet environment, pretty quiet, except for when my dogs bark or cat meows right here next to the microphone. Other than that, pretty quiet. Consistent setup. My setup's super consistent. Ring light, webcam, microphone, laptop. Nothing's gonna change. It all stays in one place. I don't move places. Everything stays consistent. Heck, a friend of mine, Alex, he runs Podmatch. His setup is literally a purple bowl, microphone hanging in front of the face. That's the setup. Probably has an office and stuff that he does that in, but that's the setup. Consistent. It's simple. It's easy. It works. And that's it. Find what works. And then step four, record your first 3 episodes. Not 10, not 15, 3. These episodes should be your origin story, your core message or perspective, and a strong topic for your ideal listener. These are your anchor episodes. Don't overthink them. Complete them. These first 3 episodes, they're gonna suck. Let's be real. My first 3 sucked. Everyone's first few episodes suck. Some are really great because they're very polished, they're very overdone. Do you actually still listen to those podcasts with the first 3 episodes that were great? Or did you start listening to a podcast like Bussin' with the Boys when it was like a few hundred episodes in, and now you're hooked? Or you just started listening to Joe Rogan like a few weeks ago and you're hooked, or Theo Vaughn, or whoever else, right? You just started listening to these guys, now you're hooked. Hundreds of episodes later, you're still there. You didn't listen to their first 3 episodes. You came when their project was established and it was amazing. But they had anchor episodes. And go back and listen. They're all available. Internet lives forever. But yeah, don't overthink them. Just do them. And then your third month, launch. This is where you go live. Not stressful, not rushed, not overwhelmed. You're prepared. Step 1, batch your next 3 episodes. This protects you from burnout. Your first month of weekly episodes should already be done before launch day. This is how pros stay consistent. For myself, I wouldn't call myself a pro, but I literally had episodes ready through July of 2026. I'm very much ahead, but I've created workflows to help myself get that far ahead. So be able to stay consistent. Create your launch assets. You need a simple trailer, 3 short clips, 1 announcement post, and 1 why I'm starting the show message. It's more than enough. Publish your first 3 episodes. Drop them all on day 1. This gives your listeners a real experience from start and build retention. Start your promotion rhythm. No crazy launch plan. Just 1 clip per week, 1 quote, 1 question post, 1 reminder. Stay consistent, not chaotic. Don't overdo it. You can take 1 podcast and you can honestly repurpose it into 12 different kinds of content. And I think I've talked about that in my second video or something like that. But it's really easy to repurpose your content. You can do a lot with 1 episode. So by the end of this 90 days, or however long you do this process in, you will have a clear identity, a repeatable workflow, a minimal studio setup, 6 to 7 episodes recorded, 6, 7, a real launch, 0 burnout, actual momentum. You'll be a real podcaster, not just someone who wants to start. This is how you start your podcast in 2026 the right way. And if you go through this roadmap and think, man, I love someone to walk this with me, help me shape the idea, build the workflow, keep me on track, that's literally why I built my coaching program. We take this roadmap and turn it into a personalized plan that fits your real life, not a generic one-size-fits-all checklist. You don't have to build this alone. So if this helped you, drop a comment. What month are you in right now? Foundation, systems, launch, where are you at on your own? And where do you want to be at? I want to hear from you. I want to hear where you're at. And if you're serious about starting a podcast in 2026, hit subscribe. I'm dropping 1 more video this month to help you build something sustainable, meaningful, truly yours. And I'll see you in the last video in December and the last one, 2025.